Today we will go through the last unit, that is rolling loads. Actually in yesterday's class we had taken the introduction, but the audio is not clear, so I will just repeat it so that we can move further. Okay. So here in rolling loads, yesterday we saw that there is moving loads over the girders, how the vehicles move. You have vehicles moving over the girders, you have pedestrians moving over the girders. So all these moving over the girder will carry the load from one end of the girder to the other end of the girder. So here we will see that in detail. Now when I am saying a pedestrian moves, it will be a single concentrated load. Okay, and when I say two-wheelers or four-wheelers moving, we have axle loads, that is point loads moving from one end of the beam to the other end. And then you also have trucks and other tracked vehicles moving, so we take them under UDL. Okay, so we can have in UDL we have two cases. One is UDL shorter than span and UDL longer than span. So basically we are having four types for your study. Okay, so the four types I will be discussing in detail. One is single concentrated load. Secondly, we will be discussing about uniformly distributed load longer than span. Thirdly, uniformly distributed load shorter than span. And fourth, we have two concentrated loads. Two concentrated loads separated at a particular distance between them. Okay, so these are the different cases which we will be discussing. First we will go to the first case, that is single concentrated load. Actually I will give you a brief discussion here. So single concentrated load, I am considering one simply supported beam AB. Now this load is going to move from end A to end B. So I will consider that this load W is at some position on the beam, let us say at a distance A, and then I have a section line here at some distance, say X. This is my section line XX. Okay. So now for this case, I have to calculate. For all these cases, we are going to calculate three parameters. One is the negative shear force, second positive shear force, thirdly it is maximum bending moment, okay. Now here we are discussing, first we will try to find out what is a negative shear force and how it is calculated. Now here I will tell you the negative shear force, we will be calculating maximum negative shear force. It is always equals to RB. Okay, negative shear force is equals to RB because the load is placed in AX position and there is no load in BX position. I note this point as AX here. Okay, so AX part is having the load W, which is moving from A to this section line, and then further when it moves here, we will be calculating the positive shear force. So here when the load is in this part, we get the negative shear force which is equals to RB. Okay, so we will be calculating RB. How do I calculate RB? By taking moment about A. So RB into L minus W into A is equals to 0. Right? RB into L minus W into A equals to 0. So here I have RB is equals to W into A by L. Okay, so this is my reaction RB. So my negative shear force or maximum negative shear force Vx max and negative is equals to minus W into A by L. Okay, so that is how we will be recording the value. So here, this is the maximum negative shear force you are getting. Now here the value of A will vary from, now supposing my W coincides with the section line. Okay, coinciding with the section line means A will be equal to X and X is moving from 0 to L. Okay, so here what I did, I placed the load on the section line and my section line is moving from end A to end B like this. So in the due course what is happening? So when the load is placed on the section line, A will be equal to X, so therefore my Vx max negative is going to be W into X by L. Okay, and my X is equals to 0 to X equal to L is the variation. This equation holds good when my X is 0 till X equals to L. So I will substitute Vx max negative at X equal to 0, I am going to get it as 0 and Vx, or I can say this as the negative shear force, Vx negative only, Vx negative at X equal to L is how much? Minus W, X is equal to L, L upon L will get cancelled, so I remain with W, so minus W. Therefore, my negative shear force diagram is going to be like this. This is minus and this magnitude is W. This is my A and this is my B. So X equal to 0 is at X equal to A, that is when the load is at A, and X equal to L means when the load is at B. So you can see here, as the load moves from the end A to end B, the shear force at B is increasing. Okay, the shear force at A is becomes 0 ultimately when it reaches B. Okay, so this is the negative shear force diagram. Similarly, let us calculate the positive shear force diagram also. Positive shear force. So how do I calculate the positive shear force now? For the same beam, the section is here only at a distance x section here, but my load is in this portion. I place the load here. Now A is this. Okay, my load is in the portion Bx. I have placed the load in Bx portion. So my positive shear force is equals to Ra. So let me calculate. Here also you write it. Your negative shear force is equals to Rb. Okay. So here positive shear force is equal to Ra. So let us, if I have to calculate Ra, I have to take moments about B equal to 0. So let us calculate the value of Ra. How do I get the expression here? Ra into L minus W into, now what is this position? From here to here this distance is L minus A. Whole span is L. Okay. So L minus A is that distance. W into L minus A is equals to 0, or Ra is nothing but W into L minus A divided by L. Okay. again, if my L, that is the load, is coinciding with the section line and it is moving from one end to the other end, the positive shear force or the value of Ra will vary from x equal to 0 to x equal to L. So when the load is on the section, load is on section, what happens to Ra value? That is the shear force value. This is also equal to Vx positive, okay, that is a small positive shear force. So Vx positive becomes W into L minus X upon L, okay. So what is the value of X? As I told you, X will vary from x equal to 0 to x equal to L. So at x equal to 0, what do I get? Vx positive is equals to W into L minus 0 by L. So it becomes W. And at x equals to L, Vx positive becomes W into L minus L by L. So that is 0. So positive shear force diagram is going to be like this. Okay, this is your W, positive shear force diagram. So combined shear force diagram you can draw. This is positive SFD. Okay, is that clear? Next, if I have to draw the combined shear force diagram, it's going to be like this, plus W minus W. Okay, this will be the combined shear force diagram. Okay, so now with this we will get the shear force diagram, negative as well as positive shear force diagram. Okay, so next let us calculate maximum bending moment. How do I get the value of maximum bending moment? So again I will place the load and calculate the value of maximum bending moment. So we have calculated negative shear force, positive shear force. Next we will be calculating the maximum bending moment. So for that again I am going to place the load like this, W. So here this is the distance at X and this is my A. Okay. So what would be the moment at X? This is the XX value, section at X, A and B I have. So moment at X is going to be Ra into X or Rb into L minus X, right? I can take either of them, okay, as the expression for calculating either from Ra or from Rb. Any of the values can be obtained, okay. So let us take Rb into L minus X. So moment at X, Mxx is equals to Yes, we'll continue. Let us calculate the maximum moment. Mxx, we are calculating moment at section xx. Here Ra into x. You can either calculate like this, or Mxx is Rb into L minus x. Okay. So what is the value of Ra? We have calculated the value of Ra. Ra is W into L minus x upon L into x. Correct? And here also you have Rb. Value of Rb when the load is at section x is minus W into x by L into L minus x. So both the expressions are same. Now again here this is the moment equation. Now if I want to find the location of maximum moment, what do? We have to differentiate dmx by dx equal to 0. So on differentiating this expression, that is d by dx of wx into L minus x upon L equals to 0, you get x equal to L by 2. So you can substitute the value of x as L by 2 in the expression and get the maximum bending moment, which will be called as the maximum absolute bending moment. So M max absolute is nothing but substitute this value of x in this expression, not minus, is equals to W into L by 2 by L into L minus L by 2. So you are going to get this W by L into L by 2 into L by 2, WL by 4. That is the maximum bending moment, and which is going to be the absolute maximum bending moment. Okay. So we draw the bending moment diagram like this. Now earlier for a simply supported beam with a point load at the center, we used to draw the bending moment diagram, which was a triangular shape. Okay. So also here many such triangles will be coming as the load will move. Supposing the load is here, you have a triangle like this. Supposing the load is here, you will get a triangle like this. The load is here, you get a triangle like this, right? So also when the load moves this way, you are going to get the triangles. When you join the top of these triangles, that is the apex of these triangles, you are going to get something, a parabolic shape like this. So therefore the bending moment diagram for a single concentrated load which is moving from one end of the beam to the other end of the beam is going to be more like a parabola shape like this, and the value of the moment at the section x here is going to be W into x into L minus x by L, and at L by 2, that is half of the span, this is at section x, this is at L by 2. At L by 2 you are going to have WL by 4 as your maximum bending moment value. Okay. So this is how we calculate the positive shear force, negative shear force, and the maximum bending moment for single concentrated load. Okay. We will take one example on this so that the concept will be more clear. Then we will go for UDL longer than span. Okay, I will consider one point load, say around 200 kilonewton load. So a simply supported beam of span of beam is 12 meters. Load is W is 200 kilonewton point load. That is the wheel load which is moving from one end to the other end of the span of the girder. So find the maximum bending moment which can occur at 4 meters. Okay, kilonewtons this is. So here the section is given, the figure is like this. A load of 200 kilonewton is moving from the end A to end B, and we want to find out what would be the bending moment at a distance of 4 meters from A. Span of the beam is given as 12 meters. Okay, so this is 8 meters here. Now here the load, when I place the load here at this point, what could be my values of positive shear force, negative shear force and bending moment? Okay, all the three parameters we are going to find out here. Okay, so let us calculate the shear force values first. Before that, let us calculate what could be the reactions RA and RB. So you know the formula for RA. RA is equals to W into L minus A by L, or you can take W into L minus X by L also. This is also, when A is equals to X, we have seen that it is W into L minus X by L. Okay. So what is the value of RA? Now W I know, W is 200, L is 12 meters, minus X, X is going to be 4 meters. Now at a section of 4 meters we are taking, we want to find the values. So 4 by 12. So on simplification, you are going to get a value which is equals to 133.33 kilonewton. Similarly, what is RB? RB is equals to, what is the value of RB we got? W into X by L. W into X by L, that was the value of RB. So substitute the values of the given quantities. W is 12 into X is 4 divided by L, again 12, sorry, W is 200. Okay, substituting you get 66.67 kilonewtons. So these are the reactions at A and B. Now let us check with what will be the values of positive and negative shear force from the formula whatever we have derived. Okay, so we saw Vx max positive is equals to, positive shear force was W into L minus X by L, is W into L minus X by L, which was equals to RA, and when you substitute this you get 200 into 12 minus 4 by 12, which is also equal to 133.33 kilonewtons. Similarly, Vx max negative. What was negative value? Minus W into X by L. So that is minus W is 200 into X is 4 by 12, which is minus 66.67 kilonewtons. Okay. Now let us calculate the bending moment. Bending moment calculations. Now you have again two bending moment calculations, one at this section and one at the location of maximum bending moment, that is maximum absolute bending moment. So amongst all the bending moments, which is the maximum one, that is called as the maximum absolute bending moment. Okay. So the bending moment calculations here, moment at section X, mxx is equals to RA into 4. So what is the value of RA? RA is 133.33 into 4. So that comes up to 533.33 kilonewton meters. Okay. So you can check that value. Then at what location do I have maximum bending moment? Absolute. Yeah, max absolute will be at x equal to L by 2. That means x is equal to 6 meters. So at 6 meters, what is the bending moment? M max absolute is equals to W L by 4. So 200 into 12 by 4. That comes up to 600 kilonewton meter. So here, when I draw the bending moment diagram, at the section X, I have 533.33. This is going to be the bending moment. Next, somewhere here at L by 2. So this is at 4 meters. This value is 533.33. Okay. Then here you are going to have a maximum bending moment, which is at a distance of 6 meters, which is at L by 2, and this value is 600 kilonewton meters. So this is your BMD. So it will be resembling something like this. Okay, this will be the shape of your bending moment diagram. Hope this is clear to you all. So now next here, so similar problems you can try to solve, taking different values for the load and different location for the section. It can be at 2 meters, at 6 meters, at 10 meters. You can vary the section and get the values of positive and negative shear forces. Okay, you can take it for homework. So next we will go for the next case, that is UDL longer than span. So here in UDL longer than span, we have given this derivation already. I have sent you all, so you can go through that derivation. For explanation, you can just view this. What I am going to do is, the UDL is longer than span means it is the load, length of the load is more than that of the span. That is what it means. Supposing I have a simply supported beam AB and it is loaded with an UDL. Okay. So this is again, you may be feeling it is same as your simply supported beam with UDL, but here the load exceeds the span beyond the length of the beam. Okay. So here, now that doesn't mean that the load will be falling. There will be some other rest here. Okay. So the bridge will be connected to the roads. So some part of the load remains on the road and some part moves over the bridge. That is what it means. So here, this is the span of the beam. Now when the load is moving like this is called the tail of the load, and this is the head of the load. Okay, we call it as head of the load. Here also we are going to find out what I said is positive, negative shear force, second positive shear force, and thirdly we will be finding the bending moment. Okay, so how to calculate the negative shear force? Now what I do is, I will place, the importance is how you place the load here. You have to take a section line and place the load such that the head of the load just touches the section line. Head of the load just touches the section line. Rest of the load lies on the road here. Okay. So it is something like this. W per meter. So this load is at some distance, say x, from the support A. Okay. again my negative shear force is always equals to RB, because there is no load in this portion Bx. Okay, there is only load in the portion Ax. So here, now let me calculate RB, because RB is going to be my negative shear force. So here negative shear force RB, I have to calculate RB, so summation of moment about A equal to 0, RB into L minus W into X into X by 2 equals to 0. Okay, so RB into L equal to W X square by 2, or RB is equal to X square by W X square by 2 L. Okay. Now negative shear force is equals to Vx max negative, which is equals to minus RB, or it is minus W X square by 2L. Okay, fine. So here this is my negative shear force value. Now it is, you can see that this is squaring term, so it is going to be the shape of a parabola. Okay, so now this equation, if I substitute the value of x, now the section can vary from A to B, right? Load is going to move from A to B, so section along with the load will move from A to B like this. So what happens? The value of x is going to vary from 0 to L. So if I substitute the value of x, Vx at the shear force at x, when x is equals to 0, I am going to have Vx is 0, and Vx at x equal to L is going to be what? Vx is equals to minus W into L square by 2L. So 1L gets cancelled, I get here WL by 2. So here it is going to be a parabolic shape with 0 at the support A and maximum value of the shear force as WL by 2 with a parabolic varying shape. The shape varies as parabola like this. So this equation is parabolic, this is parabolic, and true for x equal to 0 to x equal to L. Okay, so here you have this value, here it will come to W L by 2. Now at the position of my section, I saw that somewhere here was my section x. At this point, what was my value? Vx max negative, that was W x square by 2L. Okay, so this is going to be my negative shear force diagram. Okay, we will also see what is the positive shear force diagram. So positive shear force diagram. How to calculate the positive shear force value. So here, to calculate the positive shear force value, what do I do? As we saw in the previous case also, the load is going to be placed in the next half of the beam, right? That means the tail of the load just touches the section line. Tail of the load is just touching the section line. At that point, I am going to have, from there onwards, I can calculate the positive shear force. So this is at a distance x here, and this will be L minus x. So let me calculate the value of Ra. So if I have to calculate Ra, it should be summation of moment about B equals to 0. Let me take summation of moments about B equal to 0. Ra into L minus, what is that now? W, this is the load intensity is W per meter. So W into L minus x by 2 is equals to 0. I will have Ra is equals to W into L minus x whole square by 2L. Okay, again you can see that there is a squaring term coming here, which means it is a parabolic. Now, it is also true for x equal to 0 to x equal to L, because the load is moving from this end to this end like this, correct? So when it moves from one end of the beam to the other end, the value of x will vary from 0 to L again. So here positive shear force is equals to Ra, that is positive shear force Vx positive is equals to Ra. Let us put the value Vx positive is equals to W upon 2L into L minus x whole square. Okay. Now here, as I said, the value of x will vary from 0 to L. Let us substitute the values and find out what could be the positive shear force diagram. So here, Px at x equal to 0. Substituting x equal to 0, I have W L square upon 2L. So that is W L square upon 2L. So here I get WL by 2. This is going to be the positive shear force at A, x equal to 0. Okay. Then next at x equal to L, Vx positive is going to be, in this expression again I substitute x equal to L. So you can see here L minus L is going to be 0. So W upon 2L into L minus L square, which is nothing but 0 here. Okay. So it is 0 at B. So the figure of positive shear force diagram is going to be something like this. Okay, it is W upon 2L here at A and 0 at B. This is the positive SFD. So combined SFD, is going to be like this. Okay, so this is WL by 2 here and this is WL by 2 here. This is negative, this is positive. So that would be the combined shear force diagram for UDL longer than span. Is that clear? So short for UDL longer than span, we have calculated the positive shear force and negative shear force values. What did we do? We placed the head of the load at the section line only and calculated the value of RB, which will be my negative shear force. Next, I place the tail of the load exactly at the section line and the load is in the portion of Bx, and I calculate the value of Ra, which will be my positive shear force value. Hope that is clear to you all. Now let us calculate the last part, that is the maximum bending moment. So that we will take up one problem on this. Now here bending moment calculations. To calculate the bending moment, what we are going to do is we are going to load the entire beam with UDL. Okay. So when I load the entire beam with UDL, the maximum bending moment, it is more or less similar like your beam, that is a simply supported beam with UDL throughout the span. Okay. So the similar case appears here also. We will just calculate that. So here I am placing the load on the entire beam. Okay, this is the loading on the beam, and there is one section line somewhere here at a distance, say x from A. This is the span of the beam. Okay, and this is the load W per meter. Okay, now here we want to find out the maximum bending moment. How do I do this? Calculate the mxx on the section line. Very simple. What would be the expression for mxx? Ra into x. Right? What is my Ra? W into L minus x whole square by L into x. Right? So at this value of, for this is this is the bending moment at the section xx. Okay. So as the load is placed throughout the span, this is the value of mxx. Now if I want to find the location of maximum bending moment, what do I do? Again, you have to differentiate with respect to x. Yeah, sorry. Not only this, you also have to subtract this part, that is minus W into x by 2, correct? Here, this part we left, Ra into x minus W into x by 2, that is minus W x square by 2. So simplifying this, you can simplify this, expanding and simplifying, W L square minus 2 W L x minus W x square. Okay, we can take out common otherwise, yeah. Divided by L into this again multiply by x minus W x square by 2. Okay, you can simplify this. On simplifying, here Ra, now here x is equals to, for this loading, what will be Ra? Ra you have to just calculate, you can't substitute that value of Ra. For this loading, that is simply supported beam with UDL throughout, what would be the reaction at A? Ra is WL by 2. So if I substitute the value of Ra as WL by 2 into x minus W x square by 2. So you get W into x by 2, you can have it common, it is L minus x here. That will be the moment mxx. If I calculate the value, substitute the value of x as x equal to L by 2, what do I get? M max is equals to W into L by 2, W by 2 into L by 2 into L minus L by 2, that is W L by 4 into L by 2, W L square by 8. That is the maximum moment you get, W L square by 8, and it will be a parabolic shape. So you are going to represent the BMD for UDL longer than span, something like this, with maximum moment at L by 2, WL square by H at a span of L by 2. And if you want to calculate the moment at any section X, it is going to be Ra into X minus Wx square by 2. So you have to calculate the value of Ra for the given loading. Substitute here. For this case only you will calculate the value of Ra, substitute in this expression and get the value of the moment at that particular location. Okay, that is, your X will be given to you, maybe at 2 meters or 4 meters. So you are going to substitute that value of X. Span is known, load is known. You have to simply substitute in this expression and get the value of the moment at that particular location. Okay, we can take up one problem here so that the concept is clear again. So I am taking a girder, that is, girder is nothing but the beam of span 30 meters, and it is simply supported at its ends. Okay, so the span of the girder is 30 meters. So this is the span of the girder, which is 30 meters, and it is carrying a UDL of 1.5 kilonewton per meter for a distance of 40 meters. The length of the UDL is 40 meters. So this length of the UDL is 40 meters, and load is 1.5 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So you are supposed to calculate the magnitude of maximum shear force and bending moment at section which is at 10 meters from the left support. So at some distance here, we are going to calculate, this is the value of X, which is 10 meters. Okay, you are supposed to calculate the value of maximum positive shear force and maximum negative shear force, and also the maximum bending moment. So maximum positive shear force is equals to Ra, which is equals to Udall formulae, W into L minus X whole square by 2L. Okay, so we shall substitute in that expression. Given problem, we have 1.5 kilonewton per meter as the load. L is 30 meters. Section line is at 10 meters. That is the X value. Okay, so what else do I need? That's it. So V max positive is equals to Ra, which is equals to W into L minus X whole square by 2L. That is 1.5 into 30 minus 10 divided by 2 into 30. So here, and this is whole square. Okay, you can simplify this, get the value as 10 kilonewtons. This is the positive shear force value. Okay. Next, let us calculate the negative shear force. V max negative. What was the value of Rb? Which was equals to Rb minus Rb. So minus W into, what was the expression for Rb you had got? W into X square by 2L. X square by 2L. So minus W is 1.5 into X is 10 meters upon 2 into 30. Simplifying, you get the value of negative shear force as 2.5 kilonewtons. Okay, this is minus 2.5 kilonewtons. Next, you have to calculate the maximum bending moment. So we saw m max under this load, under this section. It is not m max, it is the bending moment at section xx. Okay, mxx. What will be the bending moment now? It can be Ra into x minus w into x by 2. Okay, you can calculate like that, or you have the formula, that is w into x into L minus x by 2. W x into L minus x. You got this expression right previously? Yeah, w into x into L minus x by 2. So in place of x, we had put here L by 2. Okay. So here my w is 1.5 into 10 into L minus x, 30 minus 10 by 2. So simplify this, you get the value of maximum bending moment as 150 kilonewton meters. Okay. So this is how you will be solving the problems. You can as well calculate the maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment will be at L by 4, L by 2, that is at 15 meters. You can calculate the maximum bending moment. At that time you have to calculate the value of Ra, leaving the load which is not on the beam. Okay. So only 1.5 into 30 by 2, that will be your Ra. Ra into L by 2 minus W into L by 2 into L by 4 will give you the moment at the mid span, which will be the maximum bending moment. If you are asked to draw the bending moment diagram for this, it will be like this. Okay, only for this value. Of course, it will be parabolic, but this is not the maximum bending moment. This is one of the moments, okay, at this particular section. Your maximum bending moment may be somewhere else. It can be like this. Okay. So you need to locate the maximum bending moment also. If it is asked, then you have to calculate the value of m max, that is WL square by 8, and substitute here at a distance L by 4, L by 2. This will be at L by 2, and now this is at section X, which is your 10 meters, and here the moment is 150 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this is going to be your BMD. Similarly, in your SFD also at this section, so your positive shear force value, what you got, 10 kilonewtons. Okay, it will be something like this. You will be showing the positive shear force diagram and the negative shear force diagram together in one figure itself. So you got to show it. I will be showing it like this. This is the value here. You got negative value on the higher side, I think. What was the negative value? Shear force diagram, positive. Negative was 2.5. So it is like this. So it is cutting that section somewhere here. So you can see here, this is how it is cutting here in your combined shear force diagram. So this part you will be showing, and this part you will be showing for positive shear force diagram. So here it will come like this. Only this portion of the parabola is here. It will be something like this. So you can show it like this. This parabola would be like this. Okay. So I have just cut this part here. So it is 2.5 here, and this is, it should have been still smaller. Like this is 1.5 kilonewton, 2.5 kilonewton. is negative, this is positive. Okay, this will be your SFD. So this is how you have to draw the SFD and BMD at any given location in case of rolling loads. Okay. Similarly, if you have to draw the influence lines diagram, you will be considering the value of W as 1. Even in case of concentrated loads, the value of W, if you substitute it as 1, you will get the influence line diagram, and then you have to calculate the ordinate at any one of the points wherever the section is given. Multiply that ordinate with the magnitude of the load, you will get the value of the shear force at that particular location. We will take up that in the next class after completing these cases. Okay. So we shall stop here. And in tomorrow's class, we will discuss UDL shorter than span and take up problems on that. Then we will go for 2 concentrated loads.